Hello and welcome to our latest Mango video. This episode is going to take a look at the e-assessment module. My name is Jodie Reid from Penarth Management Limited and we are approved Mango partners. This episode was inspired by a company that is looking to use Mango for their compliance needs. For them, the management of training is a particularly big issue, and they've asked, will the e-assessment module work for us? To the extent that they have actually supplied us with a copy of their induction sheet, which I will share with you now. This is their new starter health and safety induction. This is a copy of their current induction checklist. It's just been updated to remove any client confidential details. But you'll see it's got 8 key sections. And although there's a number of points that could be raised here, for the purpose of the demonstration, we've just kept it really simple. So let's take a look at how we can use that to do an e-assessment in Mango. To set up the e-assessment, we're going to start in the Human Resources module and we'll take a look at skills. The particular skill we're looking at is induction. And I've already taken the liberty of setting up a draft assessment. So I've said that I would be the assessor. We've put a pass mark of 90%. If we think that this is actually really important, it's essential, critical information, keep them safe, we can change that to be 100%, but we can give them a couple of chances to get that. If you remember from the checklist that we were sent, there were 8 key sections. So to keep it simple, I've kept just 8 sections here as well. Now, a really nice way of delivering training that is repeatable, you might want to add in some videos. Now, this isn't necessarily an induction video. In fact, it's more, the intention is more here to show you that how easy it is to embed your own video content. This particular video is on our YouTube channel and all we've done is embed it. Once we've created our learning content, we can then create some questions. And you'll see we've got questions, answers, and we can choose which is the correct answer. So all of these have been inspired by the original templates applied to us by the company in question, or we've used some of our own just to show you what these answers could look like. So there we are, we've got 8 questions. So now what we want to do is to assign the learning to a new starter. So let's add a new employee. So let's add our new employee. We'll add Mr. Potter. So set up Mr. Potter. We've given him a region, a branch, department, and we've said that his role is as a landscaper. Within his skills and qualifications, we've actually already specified that a landscaper must achieve these skills. So they are automatically attached to his identity, but show up as being unskilled, which is fantastic because straight away it tells us all the things that he is going to have to work on in order to become fully qualified. At the moment, there's no information about his induction because he hasn't completed it yet. So he's just sat as unskilled. But what we'll do is give him some access rights. And at this point in time, we just want him to have access to the dashboard and to the HR module. So we'll give him access to human resources. Skill assessment, that's the bit where the e-assessment is. We're also going to give Harry access to My Profile, because that's how he's going to access the ability to undertake the assessment later on. So we'll save that and we'll log out as me and log back in as Harry. When we log in as Harry, we can see that he's got limited access to modules because that's all we've granted him access to. But Harry now knows that he needs to undertake an assessment. So he's going to go to My Skill and he's going to go to the induction. Now he can learn the content first. So from here, he could watch the video or any other slides. So that's just playing. I've deliberately turned off the sound so that you can just see that the video process is working and you can get the idea of how that would work. You could have multiple slides in here. I've just done the one because I've done it as a video, which is a really nice way of perhaps creating some visual engagement with your learners. Once your candidate has finished learning, they can end that and take the assessment. Remember, the questions that we've put together here were based on a real form that were given to us by a real company. And I know that they issue Boots vouchers, but they do it via their HR department. So I'm going to do that for Harry. How often is a fire alarm tested? Well, whilst a lot of organisations perhaps do something at a standard time so that people know when it's coming, this company does it once a week, any time of the week, so that people behave and respond accordingly. Who is the main safety contact in the organisation? I've defaulted it to names that we had in this account, and I've put myself down here. Accidents must be reported. Well, obviously, if a client was using Mango, there is a whole accident reporting module, so it makes sense for that to go here. Similarly, the next question revolved around where are risk assessments, and if the company was using Mango, it would make sense to store them in Mango. They asked about the most hazardous substance on site. This won't be the same for every organisation, but for this particular organisation, I know the answer was ammonia. Who monitors our occupational health exposure? Well, this organisation uses an occupational health doctor, so we're going to go with that. And the organisation holds certification to 3 major standards. And although they've currently said OHSAS 18001 for health and safety, as we know, that's going to transition shortly to 45001. So we've now completed the assessment. Woohoo! Harry's got 100% and has passed the assessment. Meanwhile, let's log back out of Harry. So I've logged back in as me, and I can see here that Harry has completed an induction. So let's take a look. Induction, we've got the employee details. Pass mark was 100%, and that's exactly what he's achieved. So the assessment was passed. So we're going to change the current competency to skilled. So we've assigned a new competency, so he's going from unskilled to skilled, and we can now add some words from me as the assessor. Well done, Harry. Save. If we now take a look at Harry's training records, we can see that his induction has gone from being unskilled to skilled. We could even click into the assessment history to see which questions he answered. As he got 100%, we know he's actually answered all of those correctly. We can even click into the assessment results and we can see as the assessor that Harry has scored 100%. The assessment has been passed. We can see what his score was. We can see what notes were assigned by the assessor at the time. And we can even take a look at exactly what results were recorded by Harry. So if he was missing anything, we could go back and focus on those individual areas for improvement. So there you have it, a quick look at the e-assessment module. We've taken an existing paper-based induction checklist. We've turned it into an online assessment, which is date stamped and linked to the employee's training record. We've been able to assess it, and we've been able to check any areas that may need improvement for the future. So that's how Mango makes e-assessments nice and easy.